In 1986, American forces attacked Libya. In 2002, they attacked Iraq. And in 2014, they attacked Syria. America has often tried to shape the fate of the Middle East. But there is one country that has remained outside its control for decades, and that is Iran. Even today, America and Israel are trying to find cracks in Iran's fortress. But that is not going to be easy. History has shown that, for the past 600 years, not a single inch of Iran's borders has been permanently taken. Whether it was invaders, Romans, Arabs, Turks, Russians, or the British Empire, Iran has repeatedly proven its ability to withstand even the largest attacks. But what is the real secret of this power? What makes Iran so different from the rest of the region? Let's find out. First, let's talk about the greatest gift Iran has received: its geography. Iran is like a massive fortress. A fortress whose walls were not built by humans, but by nature itself. This country is surrounded by mountains on almost all sides. To the west and south, the Zagros mountain range acts as a natural wall against incoming enemies. As these mountains extend toward Iraq, they become steep and difficult to cross. Towards the northwest, near Turkey, the terrain is rugged and harsh. And further southwest, where the Tigris and Euphrates rivers meet, vast marshlands form a natural barrier, like a deep ditch protecting a fort. In the north, Iran is protected by the Caspian Sea and the Alborz mountain range along its border with Azerbaijan. To the east, smaller mountain ranges wrap around Iran like a ribbon, forming borders with Afghanistan and Pakistan. Together, these natural defenses protect Iran from all sides. And in the south lies the Persian Gulf, the final wall of this fortress. Even if an enemy attempts to enter through the Persian Gulf, they face mountains rising up to 1.5 kilometers high, stretching nearly 250 kilometers inland. Geography plays a crucial role in the defense of any nation. Just as mountain ranges have helped Afghanistan resist powerful invaders like the Soviet Union and the United States, Iran's terrain has done the same. For centuries, these natural barriers have made large-scale invasions extremely difficult. But Iran's geography doesn't just defend its borders, it also shapes life inside the country. Within Iran lie two vast deserts, Dasht-e-Kavir and Dasht-e-Lut. These regions are so harsh and barren that most people are forced to live in mountainous areas. With a population of nearly 90 million, the majority reside in these elevated regions. For any invading army, this creates a nightmare scenario. Difficult terrain, narrow roads, harsh weather, and stretched supply lines make military operations extremely challenging. However, there is another side to this story. These same mountains that protect Iran also limit it. Historically, whenever Iran has tried to expand westward, these natural barriers have become obstacles. That is why Iran often avoids direct confrontation in distant regions. Instead, it has developed a network of proxy groups: Hezbollah in Lebanon, Houthis in Yemen, Islamic resistance groups in Iraq, and groups like Hamas and Islamic Jihad in Palestine. Now, let's move to one of Iran's most critical strategic assets: the Strait of Hormuz. As many of you know, this narrow passage holds immense global importance. The entire northern coastline of the Persian Gulf is controlled by Iran, while the southern side is shared by countries like Iraq, Kuwait, Saudi Arabia, Bahrain, Qatar, the UAE, and Oman. The entrance to this gulf is the Strait of Hormuz. Here, Iran's coastline forms a V-shaped advantage, allowing it to monitor and control the passage from multiple angles. On the southern side, near Oman, the terrain narrows significantly, making the strait only about 50 kilometers wide. Because of this geography, Iran has the ability to block or disrupt this route if needed. And this is not a small threat. Nearly 20% of the world's oil supply passes through this narrow passage. Qatar alone exports around 90% of its LNG through it. In a global economy worth over $120 trillion, even a disruption here could have massive consequences. This gives Iran a powerful strategic advantage. the ability to influence not just the region, but the global economy. Iran also has an extensive coastline, about 2,815 kilometers long, along both the Caspian Sea and the Persian Gulf. But this is no ordinary coastline. Instead of flat beaches, much of it is backed by mountains. These mountains hide missile systems, tunnels, and defensive positions, many of which are difficult to detect even with modern surveillance. Any enemy attempting a naval landing would immediately face steep terrain and hidden threats. But Iran's strength is not only geographical, it also lies in its people. Iran is a multi-ethnic country, home to Persians, Azeris, Kurds, Arabs, Balochs, Turkmens, and many others. Managing such diversity is never easy. Each group has its own identity, language, and demands. While Iran has largely unified these groups under a shared Shia identity, internal tensions still exist. Protests have occurred throughout its history, reflecting these challenges. Yet, this diversity creates an even bigger challenge for any external invader. An invading force would not only have to overcome Iran's geography, but also win over its people. And history shows that this is nearly impossible. During the colonial era, even the powerful British Empire failed to turn Iran into a colony. Modern powers understand this reality as well. In 1941, British and Soviet forces occupied Iran temporarily, mainly to secure supply routes during World War II. But even then, internal resistance and instability made long-term control difficult. And whenever Iran faces an external threat, something remarkable happens. Its people unite. In 1980, when Saddam Hussein launched an invasion of Iran, he believed the country was weak after its revolution. At first, Iraqi forces made significant advances. But within 2 years, Iran had pushed them back. The war continued for 8 long years. Despite heavy losses, Iran did not collapse. Instead, ordinary citizens joined the fight, strengthening national unity. Even groups that had internal differences came together under a shared identity. In the end, Saddam Hussein failed to gain any territory. Iran's most powerful weapon is not just its military, it is its size, its terrain, and its depth. Covering over 1.6 million square kilometers, Iran is not a country that can be captured quickly. Its major cities, Tehran, Isfahan, Mashhad, are located deep inside the country, far from its borders. This creates what military strategists call strategic depth. The deeper an enemy advances, the longer its supply lines become, the more exhausted its forces grow, and the more time Iran gains to respond. In this way, Iran's land itself becomes a silent defender. A defender that uses time as its greatest weapon. Guys, if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like and share. Thank you for your support and your comments. See you in the next video.